Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to another TED Talks review. Our today's TED Talks review topic is The Science of Motivation by Daniel Ashping. Today I will review this topic by Daniel. Before starting that, I would like to introduce some info about him, that who he was and what was his achievements or where he lives and anything else. Let's start our review. Daniel Ashpink is the number one New York Times best-selling author of seven books, including The Power of Regret, How Looking Backward Moves Us Forward. His best-known work is Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivate Us, 2009, which unpacks the three main elements of motivation: autonomy, mastery, and purpose, and outline how to integrate them into life for professional and personal success. It spent years of major bestseller list. Before becoming an author, his career began in politics. He served as chief speechwriter to Vice President Al Gore from 1995 to 1997. He is also a contributing editor at Wired and has written on work, businesses, and politics for the New York Times, Harvard Business Review, and other outlets. He lives with his family in Washington, D.C. His TED Talks open with a simple experiment: the candle problem. Give someone a candle, a box of tacks, and a book of matches, and ask them to attach the candle to the wall so it does not drip wax on the table. Most people struggle until they realize the tack box itself can become a shelf. It is a classic test of creating problem solving. Here is the twist: when researchers offered people money to solve it faster, performance didn't improve, it got worse. The reward narrowed people's focus when what the problem actually needed was open, lateral thinking. Pink uses this to unravel a myth most workplaces are still built on. The idea that is, if you reward something, you get more of it. Punish something, you get less of it. That works, but only for simple mechanical tasks. The moment a task requires creativity, judgment, or problem solving, financial incentives don't just fail to help, they actively hurt. This is not a hunch. Ping points to decades of researches, much of it from economists themselves, confirming that once people are paid enough to take money off the table, more money stops being a motivator. Beyond that point, three other things matter for far more. The first one is autonomy, the desire to direct our own lives, not micromanagement, not control from above, but real ownership over what we do, how we do it, and who we do it with. The second is mastery, the urge to get better at something that matters, not because someone's watching, but because improvement itself feels good. Think of anyone who is ever lost hours to a hobby they'll never get paid for. The third purpose is the sense that our work connects to something larger than ourselves. Pink argues that companies driven purely by profit, without a clear purpose motives, tend to make worse decisions and build weaker cultures than those anchors in something bigger. What makes this talk land is not just the research, it's how uncomfortable it is for traditional management. Pink is essentially saying that decades of carrots and stick thinking still baked into performance reviews, sales commissions, and corporate bonus structures is scientifically outdated for most modern work. There is a real gap, he says, between what science knows and what businesses actually does. The talk is efficient, no wasted movement, one central idea revisited from a few sharp angles. It does not offer a neat 5 step framework, which is part of its strength. It leaves you with the mindset shift rather than a checklist. If you want people to do their best work, stop trying to control them and start trying to fuel them. Nearly 2 decades after it first aired, the talk feels more relevant, not less, in an age of AI automation, remote work, and quiet quitting. The question is not just how do we motivate people, it's whether the old tools we have been using were ever built for it at all. This was the total review of this TED Talks. I hope you like it and give me feedback at the end. This is Farah Digital Literacy Wali from Islamabad. Until next TED Talks review, Allah Hafiz.